Hogan just made comments about Rhea Ripley that will absolutely make you cringe. In this video, I'm going to tell you what this old man had to say about one of WWE's top stars in Rhea Ripley. Because Hulk Hogan is a guy that I find to be amusing. He's quite entertaining for me, and I'll tell you why. Because anytime that Hulk Hogan talks, it's going to be a story. Whether he is trying to say something that he honestly believes, or he's just lying out of his butthole and trying to tell you a fairy tale of something in which never happened, right? Like, I've chronicled Hulk Hogan on this channel. I've talked about how Hulk Hogan has lied about various things in the past. There is Reddit boards. There are continuous stories because this man continues to do interviews and he gets people talking, right? It's Hogan. You cannot deny that Hulk Hogan is one of the biggest names in the history of the pro wrestling industry. He will go down as one of the top 4 biggest names in the history of the wrestling business forever, right? From his success to his longevity, to his name, to his brand, this man legitimately had a leaked sex tape in which he made racist remarks, yet people still love him. I saw there was a recent photo of him taking a picture with a guy that had a bunch of Nazi tattoos. Like, Jesus, what are we doing? But that's Hulk Hogan, right? He's controversial. You either like him or you don't. You grew up as a fan of Hulk Hogan or not. Personally, I'm young, so I did not grow up under Hulk Hogan. I just didn't, right? I'm an Attitude Era kid that was a Rock and Austin type fan. That's just who I am. I never watched WCW. Now, in regards to Rhea Ripley, look, she has everyone talking about her because of her program with Liv Morgan, right? SummerSlam has come and gone. We now know it's going to be Liv and Dominic Mysterio taking on Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest in the mixed tag team match at Bash in Berlin. I actually like that match because it prolongs this feud between Liv and Rhea, so that is a lot of fun. And they can go and they can still do their, second or third match regardless of whatever WWE has booked. We're going to get more, and that's what you have to pay attention to. But the thing with Rhea, the thing with Liv, anyone that's super duper over and is a top star for WWE, everyone and their mother has an opinion about them, and that's fine. Opinions are great. We all have them. We all share them. We all can disagree with them. But Hulk Hogan, so he did this long interview with Sportskeeda, and they continuously drop new pieces of this interview. And look, Hulk Hogan, he's in his 70s. He maybe not be the most hip to the hop type of guy these days, but he tries, right? But whenever you hear certain things just be said, it's a little cringeworthy. And Hogan dropped just a gem in this interview, and I wanted to talk about it. So he's speaking with Bill Apter, and he was asked about Rhea Ripley. And he said, I love her, man. She is the bomb.com. She's got it figured out. She's on fire. She's a Hellcat, man. She's on fire. I think her and Charlotte are neck and neck. Ripley's got a little extra in the tank whenever she needs it. So that's really fun to watch. I have no idea what the latter part of that was. She's got a little extra in her tank whenever she needs it, and that's fun to watch. I don't know what he's talking about. Does she have it figured out? Yes. Is she the bomb.com? I guess. I did not know that was still a saying. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. But yes, she is on fire. She is one of their biggest stars. Is she up there with a Charlotte Flair? Yes, I think she is. In terms of popularity, right? And I understand Charlotte Flair is very, there's one side that is a Charlotte Flair supporters and the others are kind of haters or just don't like her, right? Because of push and her success and the way that she's being used by the company, yada, yada, yada. But what Rhea Ripley has been able to do, and something that he did say, which is actually a factual statement, is she does have it figured out. She does have what she needs to get done. Like, you look at 2023, her rise, obviously winning the Women's Royal Rumble match, actually beating Charlotte Flair for the Women's World title, going on a years-long run as champion, and then, obviously, getting injured and having to vacate the championship, and then going into this epic feud with with Liv Morgan and Dominic. What she was able to do, I think, at the start of this year, I think she really, something clicked with her and her character and her booking and Triple H, and you could see that build to the point where I could make the argument that she was a hotter star with the fan base going into Mania than Becky was, which is ironic because WWE was doing everything in their power to get Becky up to Rhea's level, and I don't know if they necessarily quite did that. And so you actually had Rhea coming out of that match, perhaps even going into it as the true babyface. And Becky was a babyface, but she was just kind of there. And I think that's one of the reasons why they kept the title on Rhea instead of changing the title there, right? Because I thought that Becky was going to win it. I thought, okay, they're having a lot of momentum behind Becky. Rhea's had this title for a year, let her go, take time off, yada, yada, yada. And that just was not the case. Like, Rhea Ripley was the freaking star. And then, obviously, she had to vacate the title, which was very unfortunate. But yeah, I agree with some of the things that Hogan says. I also think that it's a little cringe-worthy, right? Like, you have to look at Hogan and the era that he came from, how he was broken to the business, all the miles, all the lies, all the money, like everything like that. But look, I have the utmost respect for Hulk Hogan, the performer. The man I have no respect for. But in terms of being the performer, what he was able to do within the industry, how he helped the industry, how he just changed the landscape of pro wrestling in the 80s alongside Vince McMahon with the Rock and Wrestling Connection, WrestleMania, the Andre the Giant feud, being able to reinvent himself in WCW, helping change the business yet again with the NWO and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Eric Bischoff, that initial core, right? Getting guys guaranteed money, that was a huge thing in terms of, while he didn't play a part in that, I think because everybody credits Scott Hall and Kevin Nash for guaranteed deals, and rightfully so, but I think at the same time, Hulk Hogan has always had such a great mind for the business that I think he planted the seeds for some guys in terms of how deals are structured, putting escalators in deals, putting various inclusions into the deal, whether they be merge or pay-per-view points or whatever. Hulk Hogan had a big part of that, and I think you have to at least give him that respect. But it's Hogan. I'll give him that.